All right, what's up? What's good? The Wolf is here, and we're doing a bit of a Let's Talk. We have a very special, hopefully gameplay reveal of a classic stealth character in gaming history. His name is Sam Fisher, and he is coming to Rainbow Six Siege, the premier stealth man from Splinter Cell, one of my childhood series I grew up always loving and everything. So we're gonna do the Let's Talk right now. The live stream is happening live on Twitch. They are showing off the new major updates, and everybody of course is working from home and all that good stuff. So let's jump into this. Okay, so no,
yes, you're right.
they are going over match stuff. So let's do some speculation work on what Sam Fisher was going to bring to the table. So I made a tweet a little while ago. It was like almost like last year, I think. It was almost a year ago, where I was like, Sam Fisher, Agent 47, John Wick. I'm like, let's add those guys. You know, they're kind of based in reality. They do some gun fu stuff and everything, kung fu gun fu stuff. They do end up, you know, doing some melee combat and everything. So it just feels like those three characters would really fit into the world of Rainbow Six Siege. And lo and behold, Sam Fisher is now in the game. So I got one of my possible list of people I could make a crossover into it. And I know that there is going to be a new John Wick movie that's in production and everything. So who knows? John Wick has been in other games before. And Agent 47, of course, you know, I mean, how would he not fit in Siege? We have something like a Cav, you know, and he'd just be like the male version of Cav, maybe on the opposite, you know, team from Cav. So you have some way of balancing her out really well and everything. So the main thing that I'm looking for Sam with is maybe like a night vision, but also like a thermal or you know, because we do have thermal scopes in the game. So could we do a thermal vision or like a heat detection vision that goes blankets the whole screen just like regularly it does? The most interesting thing about Sam Fisher though is going to be the fact that Splinter Cell is a third-person game. This is a first-person game. So how are they going to translate everything that happens in Splinter Cell into Rainbow Six Siege? I can definitely see him using C4s and all that stuff to blow open walls and everything, because Sam is well versed in, you know, he's kind of a demolition expert. What else? It's stealth tactics. You run up behind somebody, maybe you put them to sleep or snap their neck or whatever, and it doesn't alert any teammates or anything unless they are, you know, they're running comms, of course. There's a few different things that you could do with this. You could also, you know, rappel down or go up into using like a grapple hook or something. The systems that are in play in Siege actually work really well with Splinter Cell. Like I said, the most interesting point is going to be Sam Fisher in first person. I hope it doesn't lead into Splinter Cell being in first person, because that would not, you know, keep Splinter Cell a third person game, of course. But like I said, it's just I'm really curious to see how they're going to pull off everything Splinter Cell wise. And the number one thing in the trailer too was he doesn't have his goggles on. The 3 is on the end of the gun. So I was thinking maybe like his his like ability move be, and you turn on the night vision or the thermal or something, and you get that for a little while and you start running through. He'll definitely have his pistol, I'm very sure of, which is, you know, that's like Sam's iconic weapon is his sidearm, his pistol. He runs in silently, just, you know, wipes everyone out, puts you to sleep, snaps your neck, whatever, uses pipes and everything. That's another one too, mobility. I wonder how they're going to do mobility with Sam. So the other thing too, Sam looks a little bit different. He has like an overcoat on instead of his regular getup, his regular like wetsuit that he wears. So we do know that coming up right after them getting done talking and everything, we're going to be seeing this whole update and whatnot. But they also said that Sam is only the beginning of a mega, you know, meta changing, you know, game update. So I'm really wondering what that's going to entail. Is it going to be a bunch of guest characters? Are we going to and just how much are we going to be changing the game up? Because one of the best things about Rainbow Six Siege is it's different from everything else. It's not Call of Duty. It's not Battlefield. It's its own thing. It's really rooted in tactical, precision, base gameplay. If you take out all the hackers and everything. So hopefully they keep it that way, blowing open walls and don't put operator in there that is so overpowered that it really unbalances the game. Of course, it's hard to predict what's going to unbalance a game until you put it out there and the world starts using exploits of whatever they can find. That's a big one. Quality QA can only figure out so much stuff. Sorry, I got a little bit of allergies going on, but yeah, we're gonna be seeing it up next year. So I can't wait to see that.
Starting to see a lot of Maestro with these players are going off with them, right? We're starting to see Monty on attack. That way, Mint's able to go in and gather a ton of intel, and he rallies the troops and pinpoints them in the direction they need to go in order to get the kills. That has worked extremely well. On defense, though, the Clash play, it looks like it's been better than ever. They've been really able to slow down TSM and every other team they've gone against to really put the ties in their favor. And the pace has been set by Dark Zero this entire weekend. They play and other teams adapt to their play style. And
this is so ESPN, it hurts.
And I do.
Now I execute them.
Want to see
they're starting to talk about it.
DLC reveal trailer, right?
30 minutes.
Y'all want to see
yes,
please.
30 minutes.
Stop talking, Cap.
I'm done talking.
Oh shit, we're gonna see it. All right, let's see it. Let's see what it is.
Hey Siege fans, I'm your host Seltzer,
Seltzer.
and it is my pleasure to
Rachel.
welcome you to Operation Shadow Legacy, the biggest season yet to come to Siege.
Yeah.
We're still coming at you from the comforts of our own homes, and we're excited to share what's coming up with the help of our very own Ubisoft news team. They've put together a quick look at what's in store today, starting with our newest operator. Most of you know him as Sam Fisher, but at Siege, we like to call him Zero.
Operator Zero. Oh,
You should know better than to write me off.
it's not Michael Ironside. Definitely not Michael Ironside.
August cam placed.
In Operation Shadow Legacy, a legend steps out of the darkness and into the light as Sam Fisher comes to Rainbow Six Siege. Armed with a powerful new intel-gathering gadget, a deadly new assault rifle, and a gruff demeanor honed over years of fieldwork, Fisher steps into his new call sign, Zero, with all the swagger you'd expect from an icon.
I got fucking chills right now.
But Shadow Legacy is about more than one operator. It's about a whole host of gameplay modifications that will change the way you play Siege. Ping 2.0, new and updated optics,
What?
a hard-breaching secondary
Whoa.
gadget, pooled reinforcements, and map
That's-
ban, plus the
That red
match
dot's way
replay
better.
alpha phase on the test server are just some of the updates that, along with a rework of the scenic Chalet
You can
map,
ping it and then
will
you can
ensure
see it right
this
through the wall.
season
That's
has
awesome.
a lasting legacy. It starts with Sam Fisher joining Team Rainbow as
It's
Zero,
so weird
a
hearing
medium
that.
speed, medium armor attacker.
Nice. Nice.
SC-3000K assault rifle may look familiar to fans of
Yes.
his previous work, and it's right at home in Siege with a variety of optics to suit your preferred style. He can also rock the MP7, and he's got a 5.7 USG sidearm with an integrated suppressor
Yep.
in keeping with his signature stealthy
Yep.
style. Speaking of which, check out the laser sight on his Argus launcher. It doesn't just have the look, it also delivers the goods.
Yes.
Ready. August launch.
Always one to use cameras to his advantage, Zero can fire his Argus
It cuts right
projectiles into
through.
breakable and reinforced surfaces.
And
burrow through
reinforced?
create camera vision on both sides of the barrier.
What?
Walls, floors, hatches, and ceilings are all potential peak points for Zero and his allies.
That's
And though
awesome.
the two-way cameras can only look in one direction at a time, there's no more versatile way to get a look into a room the defenders don't want you to see. Even if they can't burrow all the way through, Zero's camera projectiles will still stick into most surfaces, opening up a world of possibilities for cheeky new camera placements.
Cam deployed.
And it's not just intel they'll be gathering. Each Argus projectile can fire a single laser to destroy
What?
enemy gadgets or deal minor damage to enemies themselves. Zero's
What
gadget is
the
a powerful new tool for the attacking team, so defenders will want to keep their eyes and ears.
This is my
peeled.
operator. This is my
Projectiles
my
make
operator.
a distinct sound
This is like
when
Valkyrie
burrowing
all
into
over
place and can be easily destroyed with a bullet.
Yeah,
Electrified surfaces will destroy the projectiles
yep.
on contact.
makes
also,
sense.
mute jammers will keep them from functioning,
Ooh.
while Wamai and Jaeger's gadgets will snap up any that
Yep.
fly by.
Yep. Okay.
But with so many places to deploy his gadget from relative safety and so many ways to put it to use, Zero is sure to make his presence felt on Team Rainbow. The map you've been seeing here is likely familiar.
Yeah.
I mean, who hasn't spent time in an expansive remote chalet
With that
surrounded by
connection
snow-capped
issue
peaks?
happening right there.
The Chalet map rework brings some new navigation
They're reworking
options
this.
to the
Oh,
venerable
yes.
retreat.
Oh,
Notably,
yes.
The ability to rappel all the way up and traverse the rooftop.
What?
There are
Oh
some
no.
interior renovations as well.
I don't know about
including
that.
One window you'll definitely want to watch out for, but we'll leave it to the level design team to tell you more. In fact, there is so much going on in Operation Shadow Legacy, we're going to have to let the developers take it from here. Big changes are afoot, folks. Don't go anywhere.
Wow. Okay.
I told you it was
Cuts
a
a
big
hole right
season.
through.
Now let's dive in and take a deeper look at our map rework. Chalet, here we come.
Chalet. It's a chalet.
Coming back to Chalet was really exciting, and it brought me back to my earlier years playing Rainbow Six, going through the woods with my squad,
Yep.
going towards the objective. And that's the
This is
same kind
one of the
feeling
original
I have
maps.
right now when I look at Chalet. Things we wanted to improve was
Did you cut off
the objective,
the?
making it a bit
Yes.
more fair on
Okay.
attack,
Yep.
and on defense,
Nice.
making it a bit more interesting. The way
Yes.
the map now is completely
They
different
cut
than
off
before.
the kitchen
Simply
window.
because we added repels in the map, you can move on the roof. That's completely different. The way you get line of sights into rooms and stuff.
That's gonna make it a
it's
kill
something,
box.
but
I don't
the
like
map,
that.
it changes
I don't like the
whole
rooftop
dynamic.
thing.
The only big change, I guess, in objective location is that trophy is not an objective anymore. So now you have kitchen and dining instead of having trophy, because we added the new stairs
Whoa.
and trophy. So the basement is pretty much all there. Only for one major difference, which is something new, is that we connected the hallway that people call blue. From the stairs you can go to the hallway and into cellars. Cellar
Really?
made it a bit different to help a lot of the defenders. So the garage door is a really cool way to attack the objective, and we didn't really want to change it too much. The only thing we did is add a window right above the garage door, making it so defenders can peek through the window and put pressure, and it just makes it so the gameplay is a bit more interactive during this phase of the
Okay.
attack, instead of just
Alright.
being the attackers opening
There's
the
gonna
wall
be
and
people that
fencing.
try and spam that window.
Operation Shadow Legacy marks the first time
But there's-
recruiting a known operator into Team Rainbow. Let's see what it takes to bring a legend like Sam
It's
Fisher
about time
into
because we've had siege operators in like Ghost Recon and stuff. Man, when are we going to get the Splinter Cell
There's a lot
game?
of elements in the Sam Fisher fantasy that revolve
guy's
around
hairdo,
Sam
jeez.
Fisher Splinter Cell gameplay of infiltration, of stealth,
Alright.
against AIs. Those elements, we had to interpret them in a way that would fit a PvP game like Rainbow Six Siege.
Well, it's also a third
Bringing
person.
This camera intel aspect, the fact that Sam has more intel than his opponent, that he can outsmart them. So that was the first step, trying to get an intel
No
tool
thermals,
on
though.
attack for Sam that
A
would feel
major
interesting.
one for
That's
for
when we came up
Splinter
with
Cell
this idea of
is
just how
thermal
can I look
vision.
in the next room? How can I have an idea what's happening on the other side of the wall? And that's where we came up with the idea of the camera drilling through the wall to give us information. On
This
the other
looks
side.
right.
When we
The
started
the night
using
vision
that
looks
concept,
right.
which
I
was
would
also
say
awesome and very natural. You
just
can see
where's the
as well,
thermals
also
at?
very Sam Fisher.
You should be able to see
Also
through
have
walls
this
and
gameplay
everything
that
like you
is
could in the
so
games.
common to every iteration of Sam, where you are in those intel tool, but you don't just collect information. You also wait for the right time to act.
Yep.
And that's when we came up with the idea of this one laser shot that the camera has, because the fantasy of having a gadget embedded in the camera was strong, and also since the laser
I like
is
that.
visible
I
and
like
making
that.
noise, it is relevant for
So you got one camera that
actually
will attack
the
everyone,
defending team and maybe wait
There,
for them
you know,
to
for
be
defense.
far away
And then you got
so
one
that
offense
does not
camera
trigger
that
position
can
of your camera.
disrupt,
And that gameplay of being in a
you
cam
know,
and watch
defensive
the defender pass by
positions.
and wait for the right time to use the gadget is, to us, very Splinter Cell. Like the core role of Sam here is definitely going to be intel gatherer, and as a result, one of the parties thrives very much. Like he's really good at flank witching. Flank witching is really a strong suit. At the same time, we made a kit for him that would allow him to get rid of a lot of utilities. Defending team does not have access to IQ. So we could not afford to have those camera being as subtle as Valkyrie, for example.
Sort
We had
of.
to make them
Like
more visible.
Sam
when
is
blend
way
them
more
together,
offensive than he
but
is defensive
they
in the
are
games.
bigger than a Valkyrie cam. They are a very distinctive shape, like a decal around it. So if you look for it as a defender, you should be able to find it.
Like
And
100%, he's
if you look
offensive.
to
He
catch
goes,
them with a
he
regular
uses
blue camera,
pipes
blue
and
camera are
nooks and
efficient
crannies and
explode
everything
because
to
you can
get
funnel
to
them
people
through
and,
doors, through holes,
like I
etc.
said,
So it's a
either
pretty
choke him out
great
or snap
way
the
to
neck.
go around mute setup, for example. It is still a projectile.
Stealth around
bigger
with
and
a silenced
wide will
pistol and
interact with
everything.
it just the same. Which, depending on how you
And
see
then
it,
later
is like
on,
the
he would
counter
get the
to zero
ability
itself
to
or
mark
to,
and just
well, I
execute
figure
multiple
based on
enemies in
how
a
much
room
you
at
see
one
range.
time.
We're bringing a new weapon, and not just any new weapon. We're bringing the ST-3000K,
Yes.
which is for us the iconic weapon of
Uh-huh.
Splinter Cell. You're gonna recognize it right away by like the way it looks, the way it feels, and yeah, it's pretty great. It's definitely for us part of the Splinter Cell package.
I was gonna say it,
So
but
able to
it
do
almost
that.
looked like the ACR for a second.
But we didn't stop there. Like we wanted to give you an option that would be come maybe at a surprise and something very.
Which, I mean, the
enjoyable
gun
for a
base,
community, and that
it is
fits
kind of like
what
an
we see
ACR.
in this character.
It's like a
That
custom
option
version of
is
an
the
ACR.
MP7. This time with magnification.
At least that's what I remember it being.
There is definitely a buzz and a lot of research that went into it. Like we put a lot of research into all our operators, but this is like it was already an established character, so
You gotta get it right.
We had to go through and pick and choose.
So it's very
okay,
his
what are we
very
keeping,
conviction
what are we
look.
redesigning, what is essential to the core. So it was a little bit intimidating because he's such a big character. We have an in-house
I like
Fisher
that. It's hanging
expert,
off the
so
side right there.
I made sure I checked in with him pretty much every step of the way. So Sam Fisher's new codename Zero, it's a sign of respect. Zero and Zero Alpha are actually call signs given to the net controller or commander. So it indicates his seniority. Harry is a psychologist. He doesn't have that military experience that Sam does. And coming in as an instructor, he's going to teach the rest of the guys a thing or two. So he's our first member of the ROS, Rainbow Operational Staff. My headcanon is always just
We're
Sam
getting more
Fisher
guest
sitting in the back
characters.
of the room with a coffee. He just doesn't say anything. He just looks at you and then walks away. Just pure judgment.
Now, if it hasn't sunk in yet that this
Yeah, I
season's
mean-
a little bit different, we're about to make it crystal clear.
Oh shit.
This new era of Siege is kicking off with a ton of core gameplay modifications
Oh.
that are going to change the way you
I thought we were
play.
going to get a second
Here to tell
character.
us more are some of our wonderful developers from
There's
Montreal
always two
and
characters that they
Barcelona.
drop. So,
First of all, we're
are we getting a
introducing
second character
two new
alongside
sights, a
Sam?
new red dot and a new holographic sight. We are also bringing in 2 new scopes.
Cool.
One of it, which is
I
going
like
to be
this scope, I
1.5
think.
zoom
I
level.
think
The
I
other
like
one
it.
is going to
I
be
have to
2.0
try it first.
zoom level. We are also changing the
Yeah.
ACOG a bit. We're reducing the zoom level to 2.5 from 3.0.
Cool.
We are also keeping the 3.0 level. We're going to change the reticle and aesthetic insight.
Ooh,
of
that
the
looks,
scope,
yes, that
and
looks good.
also
It makes the
distributed
reticle go,
on DMRs. So yes, it's
or the
going to
bezel
provide us
on
with a
the
new
scope.
balancing tool for,
Gets it out of your
defense
field of
and
view so you can
provide
actually
with
see.
defense
That's
experience.
good.
So
That's good.
once the TS hits live for Shadow Legacy,
I
feel
like
free
it.
to hop in and provide us with some feedback. I hope that people find new favorites. They will rediscover some weapons that they discarded before because they didn't have the ACOG. Now with a 1.5x, maybe they'll discover
I use red
this
dot.
weapon is crazy good and they'll have a new favorite. One of the most exciting one has to be the 1.5 on the Vector. It would have been too good to have an ACOG on it, but the ability to give a 1.5 and actually use the range, it's incredibly fun. With those new sights and scopes, we're also bringing in more customization for
Look
the
at this,
players.
the
You will be able
longness
to
of the
customize
scope.
the sensitivity of each of those zoom level. So if you want to have a super quick 12x and a super slow 5x, nothing is stopping you now. Instead of
What?
having two global options, one for regular sensitivity and one for sensitivity while aiming down sight, we are keeping the global sensitivity, and we are also increasing the amount of sliders that you have control over. So you will have a slider for the 1x, you will have a slider for the 1.5, 2.0, etc. So more.
What about
control for
FOV
players.
slider? Because that's what
We
one thing
are
a lot of
introducing
people,
the
or do we have it in
accessibility tab
this?
in the option menus. So this will be the last tab that you see. When you open this, you will have plenty of choice.
I can't remember if this has a
for colors
FOV
of
slide
your
on
windows.
the
You will
console.
be able to choose
Some
from
games have it.
color blind types, or simply pick a colors among the choices. And one of the other things that we will bring to this customization is the opacity level of the reticles.
Oh.
You can open this menu and this tab while you are in game.
Cool.
Then you'll be able to change it whenever you want. So
I like it.
just like we mentioned at the 6th Invitational, we want to make new content for everyone to enjoy. This will also allow the balancing team to have more tools to balance the weapons, kits, and operators. So yes, making sure that every operators have fun options and fun guns.
In live, each defender has 2 reinforcements to deploy, so it's an individual amount of reinforcement. And with the new system of reinforcement, we have replaced this individual amount by a common pool of reinforcement. That means you have 10 reinforcement at the beginning of the round, no matter how player starts the round. If a player is disconnected or leaves the game, you have still 10 reinforcement available for all the team.
You got way
Some
more
operators
walls
have
now?
a lot of utilities to put in the environment. So now operators that are less to do during the preparation phase can focus on reinforcement, for example. Roamers can reinforce more
Holy
than 2
shit.
hatches.
You're gonna have
Normally,
so
even in a
many
PvE
walls
for
and
the
everything.
protector stage, we have implemented also the reinforcement pool. Improvement of the preparation phase is still an important axe for us, and we will continue to work on that in the future.
In all honesty, having more walls and everything, there's so many operators that can cut through them. Why not?
But with new pin system, you just have to pin the gadget, and there was an icon tells you which gadget is there. So when you pin enemy gadget, you will be able to also reveal operator's identity on top of the screen.
What?
You can also pin your own gadgets. So this is useful for every level of the player.
Wow.
Because let's say you pick the mute, and you will be able to pin your own gadget to tell other players that I put mute gadget on this location.
Yeah.
It's gonna be available on observation tool too. So you will be able to pin from camera and drone.
Being able to communicate more information is always a good thing. So
number
that's
on hero pin assigned to each player, so it's gonna be 1 to 5. This will be decided at the beginning of a match, and you will keep until the end of the match.
Secondary breacher, what?
So in the past few years, we saw that the attacker's composition is quite rigid, and bringing a hard breacher is a must, and we would like to ease it a little bit. And with the secondary gadget, the attackers don't need to bring a dedicated hard breacher, and maybe it can lead to some more exotic picks. So the hard breach charge, it's a bit slower, and the hole it makes is also smaller. It's still gonna be enough to vault through.
Wait,
or crouch
that's
vault
just something that appears, so you don't have to
you
equip
cannot
it?
just run through it. Deployment, it's gonna be automatically activated, so there is no remote triggering. At the same time,
so more
the fusing
walls,
is quite
more
long.
explosives to
We
get through
wanted
walls.
to make it easier for the defenders
So
to react to it.
Thatcher's
So either we
probably,
can try
or
to trick
is it
or we can
the
try
hell's
to
his
run
name?
away.
The guy with the goggles.
The
It's
hard
like,
charge can be deployed on reinforced hatches as well, and this is gonna be very important. We would like to try to pre-reinforce the roof.
I always call them goggles, so.
And,
you know how you always have your
that,
custom
at the
names for
beginning
everyone.
of the round, all the rooftop hatches would be reinforced by default. This would give the defenders new opportunities and new defense strategies because now they can decide to commit to defend those hatches with the help of Kite, for example. We would like to put it to test server.
Wow,
and
so
let
you don't
the
have to run
players,
upstairs and
give it
hit
a
all
spin.
hatches,
If it doesn't work,
waste
or
half of your
players don't
stuff,
like it, we are ready to
and not
to
have
revert it.
walls
But
reinforced.
if it works, then let's go.
These maps are going to be a giant, just a giant safe that you have to crack, which is literally Rainbow Six Siege. So they're just making it more to the core gameplay aspect of it.
As of
That's
now,
great.
In the game, Thatcher's EMP grenade can have multiple effects on the defender's gadget. Some of them are destroyed right away, and some of them are disabled for a certain amount of time, and then they come back to life. We would like to unify this, and from Season 3, all the defender in-world gadgets will be disabled instead of destroyed.
What?
The bandit tricking will change a little bit because of this. Thatcher's gameplay is gonna be more interesting. It's not gonna be just like
They just
I
killed
leave
an
EMP
operator right
here
there.
and then everything is cleared and I can
There's
just
no
go to the
reason to
other
use
side
those
of the
EMP
map.
grenades
Timing
now.
is gonna be important, and to play together with the breachers, with the rest of
The operator's going to be too much of a pain in the ass. I like how in half of this gameplay stuff, they have server issues happening in the videos.
To influence what maps they are playing or what maps they don't want to play. This will reduce the frustration of the player who doesn't want to play this certain map, and also can even lead to sometimes toxic behaviors of rage quitting. We will introduce first in the ranked
Toxic
and unranked
behaviors.
playlists.
In Siege? No.
And in the future,
Never.
we might add it to other playlists as well. There will be 3 maps generated randomly from the playlist map pool, and each
this isn't
team can
ranked.
vote to ban one of those. And at the end, what is not banned, they will play that one. Or in case there is both team is voting for one map and there is 2 possibilities, then a random choice will be taken between the 2.
It's like Mortal Kombat where you select both
Two
maps.
long-awaited
and-
words are taking a step closer to reality this season. Match replay. This new feature will be hitting the Shadow Legacy test servers in its alpha phase, and we're going to need your help putting it through its paces. Here's a breakdown.
Don't tell me they're in theater mode because that always screws up the
Match
connection.
replay. I'm really excited to tell you that it will come for the first time on the test server with Season 3. Match replay, it's a system that records your last played games.
We've had this in Call of Duty for years, or we did have it, and they took it out of Call of Duty because it messed up the latency.
You will be able to find it in the new section of the game.
You don't need this. You don't need this at all. This just adds more problems. This feature, not needed.
From the perspective of
You can literally record everything using the consoles or PC that you are running. You have the software at your hands already. This is not needed.
each player view, regardless if it was your teammate or if it was your enemy, you will be able to see all the points of view, which is pretty
The
exciting.
overhead view.
Can't wait to see the reaction of everyone.
I get the overhead view
Challenge for
thing,
us
sure,
actually
but
and always has been is to make sure that it's a very reliable system in terms of what you're actually doing in the game. It's actually replicated really accurate in the match replay also. Right now it's an alpha
yeah,
version.
using data
This is
in the
because we are aware
matches,
that
just
there's
like
still a
your
lot
your
of
kill
work to do.
cams,
And
their
you will see that by
recreations.
your own when you will test it on
So
the
it's
server,
not-
the servers. Just go try it and see how it is,
Uh-huh.
because I'm very sure you will get pretty excited as I am. You will be able to see everything that happens.
I mean, this
in
game
and
does
we
have
also
better,
need your
somewhat
feedback
better
to see
servers.
how we can improve this feature even better.
Along with all the
We'll
features
see.
coming to you in-game this season, we've got 2 features coming to you outside the game. You've told us how important it is to track your performance, and so we're going to launch a new personal stat tracker called My Siege Stats on Rainbow6.com. We've built this platform to be a meaningful tool to track your performance and help you become a better player. Simply enter your username and we'll
My
give you a
KD
list of
ratio.
stats that you can use to analyze your matches and target areas of improvement. My Siege Stats will go live with the launch of Shadow Legacy, so hop in and check it out. We are also very excited to announce the release of Squad Finder, a brand new service to help Rainbow Six Siege players build the perfect team. Informed by your in-game data and playing habits, Squad Finder will help you find like-minded teammates and build the best squad in Siege. Squad Finder is already available on Rainbow6.com.
Sorry,
so what are you
I
waiting
hate
for?
playing with
The more
random.
players you squad up, the
I
better
hate playing
the
with other
experience
people.
will be. Now that we reached the end of the show, I hope you're as excited as we are for all the new content coming to Siege. The Shadow Legacy test server on PC goes live tomorrow, August 17th. And we've got a free week coming to Siege from August 27th to September 4th. So
Really?
if you've got some friends who haven't had a chance to play yet, it's a great time to get them involved. Thanks so much for watching. Let's get back to the action.
I might check it out on PC again. Maybe. Maybe.
Oh my goodness, y'all.
If I have enough time.
That was a lot of information to take in.
What?
Yeah, I know. Some major game changers there.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That's another nice
all the
update.
reinforcements, the map being Tell me what stuck out to y'all. I'll be quiet. What Veli, what got you hyped?
Yo, first off, Sam Fisher, the man is sexy. He's beautiful.
Yes.
I love the fact that he's in the game, but it's the new hard breach tool. And you know how deadly that's going to be? I wonder what the list of ops are going to be that they're going to put that gadget in to use. It's insane. Light is a hard breacher. Can you imagine that?
I think
Jesse?
so. We
Crazy.
I love it.
Kapitao, Nook we saw as well. That's gonna be crazy.
Jesse, what stuck out to you?
I think we got some
Match replays. We finally get match replays.
Yes.
Oh my god, I'm so excited for match replays. This is gonna make montages so much cooler. This is gonna help out with the competitive side of
if it works, because we've seen this not work in other games. Prominent games.
This is so exciting. I'm pumped for match replays. And then Chalet.
And we already have server issues with Rainbow Six Siege. Major server issues.
That could be like a competitive map.
This could totally screw everything up.
I wanna
Twice
kick
as bad.
everybody at Ubisoft right now.
And of course they're just okay.
It's great to
All
hear
right.
how receptive they are.
I've already heard enough of them. So yeah, that's very interesting. My camera was absolutely flipped. Yes. So yeah, Sam is code 0. Was it? And that's a big like, oh, new Splinter Cell game. I mean, there is a new Splinter Cell game in the works. We've seen so we've heard the name of the bad guy. We know that Sarah Fisher, his daughter, is also alive. We saw that in Conviction. This is all my prediction for the new game, for the next Splinter Cell game, is kind of like the puzzle pieces are starting to form a picture, and my vision of that game is starting to kind of align with what I totally just was guessing on. That I'm pretty sure I made a video of it, that Sam was going to be like the head of the Splinter Cell or whatever faction that they end up creating, and that Sarah Fisher would be like his apprentice basically, which I mean just makes sense. And then it'd be Sam and Grimm working, this whole like coalition of super spy network or something. So yeah, it seems like that's coming to fruition. Again, usually we get 2 operators per season, and we only seen 1 show up. So I'm kind of wondering if they're gonna have something in like maybe a month from now, or right when the season drops. It's like, oh, guess what? There's another maybe like another week or so. It's just so they can kind of space out, everything. Just the way this year's been going. Everything is so spaced out, which is kind of good because it's less rush and crunch on the developers side of things and everything. But yeah, new scopes, the camera system, the abundance of just ways you can hunker down on defense and everything, and then you have all these operators and whatnot that give you so much offensive options to cut through those walls and everything. This is going to be a very interesting season, to say the least. It's going to be interesting to see what gets patched. I think that theater mode, I'm just going to say it right now. I know there's a ton of people that want the theater mode. They want to be able to do like, color commentary over top of the matches that they see every day and everything. I can tell you right now, I've seen it happen in Call of Duty before. It didn't work. It didn't work at all. It actually bogged down the latency. It made the latency go through the roof, the ping, and it just made the servers really act up in Call of Duty. Granted, it's kind of different servers that are running in Siege. I'm very sure it's not quite peer to peer. I'm pretty sure it is like it's almost like a dedicated server. It's I'd have to actually look at the way the servers are set up, but I don't. It's not the same as Call of Duty. I think it's like it might be hybrid servers or something like that. A hybrid of dedicated and peer to peer. So, overall though, looks pretty good. I would love to see what how the community is going to react to all this, and how the matches are going to form, like this different strategies and everything. It seems like they are sticking to, very patient, skill based gameplay. It's not turning into a run and gun fest, even though if you're good enough, I even have match replays myself where I am just running through and just da 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 da, just taking everybody out. So yeah, it's gonna be very interesting to see going forward, just how much of this stuff sticks, how much stuff gets changed, and what the new operators are in this next season. This next what was it, band of operators or whatever they wanted to call it. So yeah, we're gonna see what happens and what gets thrown there. I'm thinking it's gonna be nothing but guest characters to round out the roster. And then I know that this game is going into next gen, so we probably won't. Well, we'll finish out the PS4 and probably start off the PS5 era of Rainbow Six Siege with a couple, maybe three, maybe four new guest. No, probably three new guest characters. Sam Fisher and maybe two others, and then that's going to end like this season off, because this season is probably going to last a little bit longer, just in the fact that we do have the whole COVID situations happening and everything. Game companies are all trying to push their content a little bit farther just because they're working from home and everything. Also stay safe out there. And yeah, it's really pushing everything out. It's probably really good for Ubisoft, because then they can really focus in and make some really cool stuff happen. Anyways, this is getting kind of a long video, so yeah, I'm super psyched for Sam Fisher. He looks awesome. Super psyched for this new season. And yeah, we'll see what happens going forward. I would be playing some more Siege, it looks like, on top of the Call of Duty stuff and everything. So streaming, I will be back. I will be back streaming, and I will be playing a lot of this. So yeah, we're gonna see who I can get together in the lobbies and everything. I don't know, maybe me and Frostbite gets back doing duos on the stuff and everything. We'll see what happens. It's at this point, it's probably just going to be me soloing lobbies, doing the thing. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for stopping by. I guess I can start saying the YouTube stuff, because I do want to grow the YouTube channel. If you like the video and all that stuff, hit the thumbs up button. It'd help out a lot. I guess you can hit a bell or something that makes the videos pop up and sub and all that good stuff. The YouTube stuff. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for stopping by. And as always, I'll see ya next time.